M0FXB Hamtech, welcome back to the channel. Take a look here. On the left, we've got the TIDRADIO H3, and on the right, we've got the QUANSHENG UVK5 K6, both excellent. You'll see that the H3 is smaller and chunkier, but still a very, very nice device. Advertised as a 6-band radio. They both do airband very well. I think that with the modification firmware that on the K5, but the H3 does it better without a modification. It also can be interfaced with your computer just like the QUANSHENG can. The difference with the H3 is that when you connect it to your computer, if I just turn it down, they both sound great by the way. When you connect it to your computer, you can use the USB-C, which is just here, okay? As you can see there. You charge it from the USB-C at the bottom, and that's actually a big difference because when you interface the K5 with your computer, you lose the audio. You don't on the H3. The big noticeable difference as well is you've got two twin PTTs on the side of the H3, and the bottom one is customizable. It doesn't have to be PTT, and Bluetooth built in for programming only, not audio, so programming only. Full keypad on both radios. They both use the UVK5 programming lead as well if you want to, so you can use a microphone, just your normal budget microphone. There is now firmware that will allow upper sideband on the H3. Not sure about the frequency variations. It's advertised really as a VHF, UHF, PMR, GMRS type device. Now, of course, the color screen and whether we can have single mode. With certain firmware, you can have single mode screen. On this one, it's almost like single mode already because 3/4 of the screen is taken up using what you're, the channel that you're on, and then underneath it shows you the dual band. They both do dual watch. The signal meter is tiny on here, although there is firmware being made to make a larger signal meter. I'll just quickly show you what the software looks like. So this is the PC software by Marcus NICSURE. Definitely check out the TIDRADIO hacking page on Facebook. But you can see the signal meter goes here when it's connected, and then there's your scope. You can program, you can do firmware, and it's really easy to do firmware on this radio, on the H3 as well. Audio-wise, they both sound great. The torch on the H3, I would say, is a lot brighter. It's like stupidly bright, where the torch on the K5 is not really. Menu-wise, you've got see the button, that's your Bluetooth button as well as your menu. You just press it once and it comes on, but actually you hold it. But anyway, let's just go back. Menu, and then you scroll up and down your menus. Once we've selected, they are about 60 menus. Not going to show them all, but perfect for doing repeaters, all that. The menu on the K5, similar. And then to select an item, you press menu again, or the blue one again, up and down and select. You got your back button is here, or your exit button here. So there's a similar sort of layout if we go exit. Price wise, well, there is a big price difference. You can pick these up these days for about £15. They both come with a cradle charger. You tend to need to buy a programming cable. I quite often use one of these multi-cables. You get all cables in one. It looks a bit like this. Let me just show you. I highly recommend you get one because I use it quite often, and it works well on both these radios. So you decide. Waterproof wise, they're both similar. Battery life similar. There is 2 LED lights on the top of the H3. You got green and a red one there when you transmit. Where on the K5 it changes colours. And so I like them both, but if someone says which one do you actually prefer, I'd have to say I prefer the H3. It just covers several bands. It does airband very well. It's got a good dual watch, and once you get used to it, like any radio, it's easy to get around, and it slips in the pocket really nice. Bye for now, 7-3, all the best.